Library of Heaven's Path. Chapter 43. Someone is acting cool, too. The numerous flaws and the past deeds of Master Mo Yang is recorded on the book. Originally known as Yang Mo, an apprentice appraiser. A scammer in Luju Kingdom who made his name as an appraiser, notorious for his frauds to earn wealth and the favor of women. Battle techniques. Voice of allurement rookie. Beguile the mind of others through words, making it easier to convince them. Flaws. Number 1. Outlawed by the royalty of Luju Kingdom. Number 2. Zhang Xuan doesn't know whether he should laugh or cry. To think that the fellow who had the appearance and disposition of an expert would turn out to be a scammer. For a moment back there, even Zhang Xuan thought that he was an amazing figure. Looks like there are quite a few people in the crowd that are his men. The dealer selling the artifacts must be an accomplice of his as well. They worked together to build up his fame out of appraising treasures so that they could convince people to buy useless trash at a high price, thus profiting out of it. If there is someone conducting a fraud, there must be someone that would be tricked as well. Despite knowing that the other party is a fraudster, Zhang Xuan has no intentions to expose him at all. Firstly, he doesn't have the evidence to prove it. The matter with the Library of Heaven's Path must not be exposed at all costs. Secondly, those who had been scammed by him had already lost their rationality. If he were to try to convince them that he is a fraudster, it is possible that he might end up getting lynched by them. Zhang Xuan would never do deeds that do not benefit him, not to mention that it would bring him a string of troubles. Forget it. I think I will just look through and buy my own items. Can't be bothered with the Master Mo Yang, who is busy trying to act cool by putting on an expert's demeanor. Zhang Xuan continues to browse through the treasures placed on the platform, casually touching them as he passes them by. A book would be compiled in his mind as long as he comes into physical contact with the item. Although the prices of the item aren't reflected in the library, the items with fewer flaws are definitely of higher value. After touching 40 to 50 items, he realized that there is not a single valuable one among them. The absurdly low possibility of finding a treasure in the mix makes him shudder. The final chance will be given to you. Just as Zhang Xuan is busy touching the artifacts around the room, an authoritative voice resounds within the room. Turning his head to take a look, he sees the worldly expert, Master Mo Yang looking at him, nodding his head slightly as though to ascertain Zhang Xuan's doubts that he has been chosen. Countless gaze are affixed to him and they are filled with envy. Me. Zhang Xuan is taken aback. This little friend here, there's no need for you to be so unconfident about yourself. You are the one. Master Mo Yang strokes his beard with a proud expression, as though saying that it is Zhang Xuan's honor to be chosen by him. Unconfident. Zhang Xuan shakes his head. Which part of him looks unconfident? Rather, he is thinking about how could he be so unlucky to be chosen. Of so many frenzied followers following behind you, why did you have to choose me? However, after a short moment, he comes to a realization. Those who are here for treasure speculation today are mostly following behind the back of the master. Given that Zhang Xuan is the only one strolling about the hall, browsing through and touching the artifacts casually, it would be hard for him to not to stand out. I appreciate your goodwill, but I don't need it. Knowing that the other party is a fraudster, he is unwilling to become the gold mine for him to profit from. Zhang Xuan waves his hand and continues to look through the pile of treasures. Don't need it. Master Mo Yang frowns. Of the 9 slots he had given out previously, regardless of who they are, they all responded to him in enthusiasm, some even on the verge of fainting due to excessive agitation. Yet, when he chose this fellow, he actually doesn't want it. He conceals his darkened face quickly. Waving his hand, he walks forward while stroking his beard and looks at Zhang Xuan with a pained expression. Since you're here for treasure speculation, surely you would wish to buy a true treasure. I noticed that you have been browsing around the hall unskillfully, so I decided to offer you some guidance so that you won't end up bankrupt at such a young age. Are you certain that you don't need it? Don't disappoint me by rejecting the goodwill that I hold for you. Lad, if you don't want the slot, give it to me. He actually doesn't want the slot the master gave him. Is there something wrong with his head? It is clear to see that he is abnormal with a single look. I had noticed the fellow previously. He had been touching all of the artifacts in the room. Could it be that he is thinking of stealing something? If master were to grant such an opportunity to me, I would probably awake from my sleep smiling every day. Everyone could hear the conversation between Zhang Xuan and the master, clearly, and they stare at the former as though they are looking at a monster. He is a master appraiser. He will be leaving today after appraising for 10 people. It is such a good opportunity and everyone is vying for it frenziedly. Yet, this fellow doesn't want it. If his brain isn't damaged, what else can it be? I really don't need it. Zhang Xuan shakes his head. End up bankrupt. If I listen to your words, then I will truly end up bankrupt. Don't be so quick to reject me. Before Zhang Xuan could finish his words, Master Mo Yang interrupts. With deep eyes that reflect his compassion for the world and his determination to save those in suffering, he says, "It isn't easy for a youngster like you to earn some money. I do not hope to earn anything from granting you this slot. It is out of the kindness of my heart that I hope that you do not buy something useless and waste your fortune." Master Mo Yang is too compassionate. Not only is he capable of authenticating treasures, he is also kind. I am going to idolize him. From today onward, I will only respect one person, and that is Master Mo Yang. Hearing his words, everyone feels a resurgence of respect for him. Look at how compassionate he is. Despite possessing the ability to appraise treasures, he doesn't use it to earn great wealth. Instead, fearing that other people would suffer from making a wrong judgment, he is willing to expend the additional effort to appraise for him. One probably can't find another person as kind as him, even if one were to roam the world with a lantern. He didn't expect him to be so shameless to declare these words in such a righteous tone. Zhang Xuan shakes his head, but just as he is about to speak, the other party interrupts him once more. All right, I know what you are thinking. Say no more. The elder looks at him calmly with pride reflecting in his eyes. You know my thoughts? Zhang Xuan asks doubtfully. Indeed. You must be thinking that you are too young and do not possess sufficient strength. Even if you successfully obtain a treasure, you don't have the strength to guard it. Instead, you might even attract disaster to yourself. Master Mo Yang says in a know-it-all tone with his hands behind his back. So that's the reason. Not only is the master incredible at appraising treasures, to think that he would have the capability of peering into the thoughts of others as well. It is true that owning a treasure beyond one's ability can attract disaster. It is normal that this lad would have such thoughts. After hearing Master Mo Yang's explanation, the crowd comes to a realization. They finally understand why Zhang Xuan would reject such a wonderful opportunity. Zhang Xuan has no idea how he should respond. This fellow is way too narcissistic. Don't have the strength to guard it. To think that you could think of such a thing. Everyone. Just as Zhang Xuan is about to clarify the situation, the master, before him, glances at the surroundings and proudly declares, I have chosen this little fellow. So, regardless of what kind of treasures I have picked for him, I hope that you all wouldn't have any greedy thoughts towards it. Otherwise, you will be going against me. If so, don't blame me for being merciless. Master, what are you talking about? How would we dare to lay our hands on a person you have chosen? Master, rest assured, we would definitely not do such a stuff. Everyone quickly replies in chorus. All right, since I have already informed everyone else, feel free to buy it. You don't need to worry about attracting unwanted trouble. Master Mo Yang looks at Zhang Xuan with an encouraging smile. Zhang Xuan doesn't expect that this fellow would be so self-assuming. Just when he is about to speak, the other party interrupts him yet again. You don't need to feel too touched by it. Since I have given the final slot to you, it means that our meeting is fated. It is hard to explain a thing such as fate through rational explanations, so you don't have to feel too thankful to me. I don't wish for anything in return for picking out a treasure for you, it is just purely kindness of my part. No need for this and that. This treasure is it. I can guarantee you that once you buy it, you will definitely rake in great profits. Master Mo Yang doesn't even give Zhang Xuan an opportunity to talk. He retrieves an item from the pile of artifacts and passes it over. Seeing this treasure, Zhang Xuan is speechless. He had already analyzed it previously. It is a trash that cannot be more useless. It isn't even worth a single gold coin. Your loss will be equivalent to the price that you buy it at. Boss, can you collect the bill from this little friend here? Passing the treasure over, Master Mo Yang gestures for the artifact dealer to come. A total of 30,000 gold coins. The dealer walks over. Hurry up and foot the bill. This is the most valuable treasure I have appraised tonight. Little friend, you have struck it rich. Seeing how Zhang Xuan remains motionless, the elder strokes his beard and a doting smile appears on his face. After you return, clean up the outer layer. Try not to be too agitated by your newfound wealth. Agitated. Agitated your head. Upon having his words interrupted multiple times, Zhang Xuan can no longer rein his temper in. If you want to scam others, go ahead, I won't interfere in your affairs. Why did you have to look for me? Is it that enjoyable to be trying to act cool? Didn't you notice how hard I have tried to spare your pride? If you find any errors, please let us know in the comments below so we can fix it as soon as possible. Also, like and subscribe to our channel to get notified of the latest chapter release.